Happy July 14th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR today. And yes, it is a happy day because Bitcoin was over 123,000. It was a new all-time high. It's not quite there right now. It's at the time of this recording in the high 121s, but life is always good when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. So let's have a great Monday. We'll see what happens. But I'm not asking anybody watching this video, of course, but just humanity in general. Do you hate money? We'll dive into that a little bit. The Bitcoin all-time high that I talked about, we'll celebrate that. Also, the MSTR earnings update. I have a great update for you in that area. Also, discuss Bitcoin relentlessly, discuss MSTR relentlessly. That's what I do. That's what I know a lot of you do. But we have to spread the love. We have to spread hope. And that's what we're doing with these videos, with our conversations. Nothing is financial advice in this video. Hit that like button. I would really appreciate that. And let's dive on in. Okay, today's first post from Michael Saylor, who just wants us to short Bitcoin if we hate money. I know that nobody watching this hates money. I mean, maybe you actually hate dirty fiat, but I know you don't hate Bitcoin. So if you just want to just light money on fire, short Bitcoin is basically what Michael Saylor is saying. And Bitcoin's just doing Bitcoin things. I'll hit the refresh button here. And I thought we were maybe going to get over 122 on that refresh, but we just want to stay right underneath there, kind of flattened out. It got over 123 for a little bit there. And as you can just see, the 5-day chart's looking pretty sweet. We're doing ladder up, nice consolidation, ladder up, little consolidation. 1 month chart's looking pretty sweet as well. No complaints there. Not going to complain on that 6-month chart either. All signs are pointing north. All right. Jeff says a crazy aspect to this MSTR earnings story is that once the Q2 financials are released and humans digest the magnitude and scale to recalibrate, very quiet now, only then will they recognize the incoming Q3 is going to be even higher. Bewilderment is compounding. I should actually start a countdown for the Q3 earnings call. Actually, sorry, the Q2 earnings call. The Q2 earnings call is going to be so much fun. I'm going to be here. We should probably do a live for that just because it's going to be so much fun and we can just hang out listening to Saylor do Saylor things. Jeff Walton said 13 days into Q3. That's Sunday, July 13th, 2025. Strategy sitting out an $8 billion gain from Bitcoin held on the balance sheet. That's a $620 million gain per day, 404,750 gain per day per employee. That's an estimated $22.70 so far in Q3. Q2 2025 estimates are $36 to $40 is to be determined. MSR trailing 12-month EPS is $66 per share. With MSTR at $450 per share, the implied PE ratio is 6.8, which is so low because the S&P 500 average PE ratio is 26. And Jeff believes, as I believe, we're going higher. And here are some numbers if you want to look at them. Of course, I'll be posting this in the show notes below for you to peruse at your leisure. And another post from Jeff, he says, this feeling that everyone is experiencing right now was the overwhelming feeling I had when establishing True North in October of last year. The noise is about to get deafening. Buckle up. MSTR Q2 earnings call isn't for another 15 days. And Adrian wants us to know that MSTR shorts, brace yourselves. A little overnight action right here. Not too shabby. One of my favorites, Stack. He says, as Bitcoin moves up to 123,000 per coin, it's time to switch your chart to log scale for perspective. This is a rather orderly move. Many people have simply forgotten what the king is capable of. We were due for a reminder. Stay calm, stay grateful, and enjoy the ride, and just enjoy this chart. I love what this looks like. Let's go. And Michael Saylor does just want us to know that it's a great day to discuss Bitcoin relentlessly. And Michael Saylor, just so you know, I will be discussing Bitcoin relentlessly. So thank you for that reminder. I have some great Michael Saylor video clips for you right now. So buckle up yourselves and enjoy.
I didn't answer your last question, which is, key man risk. What if I go away? And I thought about it, and and what I would just say is, first of all, I don't have any heirs, but a nonprofit foundation, which will morph in being a public charity. So when I'm gone, my stock, my shares, my assets flow into a public charity whose mission is to support Bitcoin and the adoption of Bitcoin forever. And so you don't have to worry about MicroStrategy changing direction. You don't have to worry about, the truth is, I'm probably better for Bitcoin gone than here, dead than alive. As long as if you're dead, you can't, what was the word? Murder? Was it slay your heroes? Slay your heroes, so, once I'm gone, I'm not going to be talking, so I can't give a bad tweet, I suppose. And MicroStrategy will just go on with the MicroStrategy. And the MicroStrategy is simple. It's raise capital from the institutions that have capital, buy Bitcoin, hold the Bitcoin forever, don't lose the Bitcoin, don't sell the Bitcoin.
That's a great note to end on, Michael. Bitcoin is forever.
When it comes to my assets, diversification is key. I don't want to be over leveraged in any one thing. I mean, yes, I own MSTR and it makes up a large part of my portfolio, but I also own Bitcoin and always will. And now, thanks to my new sponsor, BitIRA, you can own Bitcoin in a tax-sheltered retirement account. BitIRA has been around for almost 10 years. As one of the trailblazers in alternative IRAs for crypto, they have built the world's most secure digital IRA. Here's why you'll love them. End-to-end insurance, highly secure storage, multi-encryption, and registered with the US government. And it's fully IRS compliant. If you have a 401k from an old employer or an IRA gathering dust and you'd rather have that retirement account converted to an IRA in Bitcoin, BitIRA will help you convert it free of taxes or penalties. Best of all, you can trade crypto within your retirement account without taxes incurred on any buys or sells. Just go to bitira.com/JLD and request a free info guide. Once you do that and open your IRA, you'll get a free ledger. Again, that's bitira.com/JLD to open a tax-sheltered IRA in Bitcoin.
Business model is to securitize Bitcoin. So we're a Bitcoin treasury company. That means we hold Bitcoin as our primary treasury asset, and we offer securities to investors that they need to give them they slice various risks of performance, volatility, and risk off of Bitcoin. So some people want low risk, low vol, low performance securities, and to them we would sell them a preferred stock like Strife, or convertible preferred like Strike, or a convertible bond, right? The convertible bonds are like 70 delta instruments, and Strike is a 30 delta instrument, and Strife is a 0 delta fixed income instrument. And one of them looks like a 20 vol, and one of them looks like a 40 vol, and one of them looks like a 60 vol. And then when we take the leverage from selling those securities, we feed that back into the equity, so that the equity itself ends up being higher vol, higher performance than BTC. So we take, if BTC was a 60-60 type instrument, 60 vol, 60 performance, we aim to create a 90-90 equity. Mm-hmm. Because some people want 90 ARR and 90 vol, and then we aim to give somebody else maybe we want to give someone else the 60 ARR 40 vol, with a Strike, or with a convertible thing. And maybe we want to give somebody else the 30 ARR 30 vol type instrument. So we're giving people different tranches of volatility, risk, and return. And then, of course, the equity itself is the building block for a whole host of derivatives. So you can build the entire options market, and there's like a massive, like $70 billion open interest in the options market. And then you can build other ETFs, right? The levered ETFs, the volatility interest generating ETFs, the short ETFs, every other flavor of derivative. And our position is, our job is to do what everybody else can't do. So, for example, you can sell, if you're a trader, you can sell covered calls all day long. So I'm not going to do that because you can. What I'm going to do is create a convertible preferred stock because you can't. So what we're doing is we're creating those various securities, everything from a pure currency swap. Like, for example, if I give you 10% interest and you give me back money and I'm generating BTC yield and you're generating USD yield, that's a pure currency swap. I could do that in Canadian. I could do that in yen. I could do that in euros. I can do that in USD. So that's one type of security. And then above it, I can create the convertible, various flavors of some yield, some conversion rate, all the way up to, pure Bitcoin or high octane, high leverage Bitcoin. And for us, we're always going to aim to make the equity like 1.5 to 2x Bitcoin. And I can't, it's not clear to me how I get much beyond that. But then we leave it to the rest of the financial market to concoct 2x to 200x leverage by using all of their option interest, option tools, etc. And at the end of the day, the result is everybody gets the flavor of volatility, the amount of volatility, the amount of performance, the amount of risk that they want in a liquid fashion on a compliant marketplace, right? That's our mission. It's not going to change, right? Everything we're doing, you can do at the scale of $100 billion enterprise or $200 billion enterprise or $400 billion or $800 billion or $1.6 trillion or $3.2 trillion or $6.4 trillion, right? It's pretty much the same exact structure. You're just creating more of each type of security. And the thing that makes it possible is that you're building on top of a foundation of a digital scarcity, which is a commodity, which itself, right? Bitcoin can scale from 2 trillion to 20 trillion to 200 trillion. So to 400 trillion to whatever trillion, right? So everything is very scalable in all directions as long as you maintain a balance in the capital structure between the various instruments.
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR today. And I decided to wait one more day before I reveal the DCA portfolio because I'm expecting / hoping today's going to be a pretty solid day. And I want to share some green cheddar with you guys tomorrow, my portfolio. So let's do an update after close of business today. We got the strategy acquisitions here. I wanted just to show you this on this website. If you're not checking out the strategy website, you're not as excited about this company as you could or should be. I mean, they have so many fun things up here in the nav bar. I love this acquisitions tab. We're going to be adding another one soon. By the way, while you're watching this, you'll probably see what the Saylor / strategy purchase was. Hundreds of Bitcoins, I'm predicting. Who knows? Maybe thousands. Crossing our fingers. We'll see. You'll probably already know when you're watching this because he'll be releasing that news in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I couldn't wait for that video. I mean, for his tweet to come out. He's sleeping in this morning. I've been up. I've already done a 3-mile walk. I've already done my 20 minutes of calisthenics. I've already showered, shaved. Life is good. Like, let's go. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Remember, I think that what we're going forth here is inevitable. I believe that we are on this path of inevitability. I think it's being proven out right now. Yes, there's going to be down days. Yes, there's going to be up days. But I'll be here every single day. And if I'm not, it's because I'm taking a break. So here we go. Just keep on rocking. Remember, I believe you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So thank you for spending some time with me today. And as Michael Saylor loves to say, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.